Hey everybody, I just want to show you some tools that you'll be able to use for your Module 2 test. So I'll show you where to find them on pages in the course, and just know they will also be posted in the directions of the actual module test when you get to that. So just remember to get to some of the other pages, just click on the course, go to pages, and click view all pages. That'll take you to where the other ones are at. I'm just going to click on YouTube and other tools. So now a few things that are on here now is if you click on this link, the Z table, if you don't already have a paper copy of this, if you want to use Z table the old-fashioned way to figure out normal distribution problems, it'll just pull up that Z table. You can download it and print it if you want to, and you'll just be looking at that while you do the problems as well. Now, some other let's see, tools that you'll have are some of the applets from StatsMedic will be most useful, and then Google Sheets document that you'll be able to use as well. I'm going to emphasize the StatsMedic one, just because these ones will be the most easy to use. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm just going to scroll down, and pretty much all the applets you'll want for this module test are in this section, thankfully. So I'm going to reference some problems from the practice test key to show you how each of these applets can be good for those types of questions. So for example, I can start with problems 6, 7, 8, and 9, just kind of counting problems. So then I'm just going to click on this counting methods applet, and this one's actually real nice and simple. So one of those first questions was how many ways could 7 books be arranged, or something like that. So then I can just calculate 7 factorial, just real nice and easy like that. Comes out to 5040, which that matches up with that answer there. Now let's see, next question is how many ways can, basically it's a combination of 9 choose 4. So then that just means n is 9, r is 4. So I can just go and click calculate that, and it comes out to 126. Matches up with that answer there. Could change this to a permutation real nice and easy, and that works as well. See, that permutation problem from the practice test was 11 for n and then 6 for r, if I'm remembering correctly. Sorry, no, 4. Okay, I can just click that real quick, then it comes out permutation 11 choose 4 is just 7,920, and that also matches up here. So that's those types of problems. You can use that applet. Let's see, I'm going to keep going down here. Let's see, expected value problems. There's another applet you can use. And so you'll want to use discrete random variables for those types of problems. Now, all I have to do is kind of fill in the same kind of information I would fill in this table. So I'm going to fill in the amounts and then the probabilities. One thing that I want to note with the applet is it does not like commas for some reason. So I'm going to type in 4,990, no commas. And the probability you want to enter as a decimal. It was 1 divided by 2,000, which comes out to 0.0005. You can double check that if you want. The other value was just negative 10, and then that probability was 0.9995. I just click begin analysis. Gives me a distribution such, but what I want to look for mainly is this mean. That mean right there, negative 750, that's also the same as the expected value for that problem. So I can help you out, or that applet can help you out with expected value problems. Now there's another one that can help you out with binomial problems as well. So just have to go back and then click on, of course, the binomial distributions applet. Now how this one will work is I have to graph it first and then see what questions I can answer. So for this problem, suppose 28%, and then there's 15 items, so n is 15, and then that probability of success is 28%. So 15 and then 0.28. So I have to plot that distribution. Okay, now that problem was asking to calculate the probability that exactly 4 items are defective. So then I just have to make sure I'm on the exactly option right here, calculate probability. Go and type in 4, go. And it gives me that probability of 22.62%, which as a decimal would just be 0.2262. So that answer matches up as well. Now, I could also use that applet for a problem like 12a, where I'm given, okay, based on poll of 800 adults, 24% regretting their tattoos. So 24% is our probability of success, 800 is n. I can use that applet to find the mean and standard deviation. So I'm just going to redo that one. So 800 and 0.24. Notice it gives me the mean of 192 and a standard deviation of 12.08, which both of those match up with those answers on the practice test as well. Alright, and then just a couple more problems for the last applet on StatsMedic. It's just maybe a little refresher on how to use the normal distribution applets. And so you can use it for standard normal distribution or any other normal distributions. I'm just going to go back and then just click on this normal distributions app. Now if I want to do a problem with a standard normal distribution, I just have to remember that the mean is 0 for standard normal distribution and the standard deviation is 1. We'll plot that distribution. And then from there, answer questions if I want to find the area, which is a probability to the left of a value, or to the right of a value, or between two values. We won't really use this outside a region. So I'll start with the to the left of a value. And then I can reference this negative 1.45 problem here. Just type that in, negative 1.45, calculate the area. 7.35%, which would just be 0.0735 as a decimal. And that matches up there. Now I could do that with other types of standard distribution, normal distributions also. So notice in 14 the mean was 155 and then standard deviation was 12. So I can plug those in as well. I don't have to convert any z-scores. This one goes in 155 and 12. Make sure, just double check I plug those in right. Yes. Plot that distribution. And one of those problems was saying to find the area to the right of 140, since it was asking for probability greater than 140. Just calculate that area, 89.44%. And then that matches up with that problem as well. And of course, if I wanted to find something between two values, then I could just go ahead and plug that in also, and it would give me the probability if I get a problem like that. Alright, so that's the StatsMedic applets. Those ones will probably be the most useful and what I'd emphasize using. If you would prefer to use something more like data sheets and such, there's a link here where you'll be asked to make a copy of a Google Sheets that has some of the formulas listed out that you can use on there as well. The formulas that Google Sheets has available, mostly just binomial and then normal distribution stuff will be most useful to you here. So type down like here just kind of what you start typing for formula, and I'll show you just kind of what the rest of it will look like from there. So the binomial probability ones, you can enter this as binom.dist for binomial distribution, or it also works without the period in between. So I'm going to go ahead and use the one that's without a period in between. I'll go back to the binomial distribution problem. So I'm going to reference the same problem here, so the 28% and the 15 total items, and find the probability exactly 4 are defective. So I'm going to try and get that same answer of about 22.6% or 0.226. So how you do this is you start typing kind of as you see them here, just without the quotations. So equals binom dist, start a parentheses. Notice when I start a parentheses, this question mark shows up over here. You can do this with any formula on Google Sheets. Click on that and it'll tell you what to start plugging in here. So this num successes just means type in the number of successes I'm looking for. So 4. Num trials, the number of total trials, 15. Probability of success, so that's the 0.28. And then cumulative, that's something that for binomial problems you're going to want to say false, because now that's meaning that you're finding the probability of exactly 4 successes, not 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 successes. And then it still gives me that probability of about 0.2262, so everything matches up there. And then, so let's see, look at the normal distribution ones. Let's see, there's a normal standard distribution and then just a regular normal distribution. I'll use the one here with the periods for a standard normal distribution. That's just meaning that the mean is 0, then the standard deviation is 1. So you're going to just type equals norm.s.dist, start a parenthesis, and then, well, this time I actually came up with the help right away for me, and the normal distribution function is pretty nice and quick because it does left probabilities, and I just have to type in the one z-score value I'm looking at. And so, say I look at this negative 1.45 again. Let's type that in, negative 1.45, close off the parentheses, and then I still get that same answer of about 7.35% once I move the decimal over. And it's just there as a longer decimal. Okay, and then I'll show one more with a normal distribution that doesn't have to be the standard normal distribution. And in case I didn't say this already, always start a formula in Google Sheets with equals. And then, so I'll do this one, norm dist. You can do this one without the periods. Start a parenthesis, then that's when all the helpful stuff from here comes up. And let's see, I'll reference, for one of these problems, I'll reference our 15 here. So the cookies problem where I've got 11 total cranberries for the mean, standard deviation of 5, find the probability of getting less than 8. So when I come back here, x is the number I'm testing still, so 8. The mean, so that's the 11. Standard deviation, 5. Yeah, 5. And then whether it's cumulative or not, for these ones, yes, you're going to want to say cumulative, so you just type true, because now that's getting the whole probability to the left of 8. And with all formulas, you always close off the parentheses and hit enter. And see, that looks like 27.43% roughly, which I can check that here. And so it matches up with that same answer there. Yeah, so key things, make sure when you type in stuff for the normal distribution for either this function or this function, type true at the end because you'll want that cumulative probability. For the binomial distribution problems, type false when you use those ones. Alright, and that's some of the tools you'll have available to you for the Module 2 test.